Aspen Regional Medical Center presents WildAir.
Today they're having a team shoot for long range out to 1,200 yards, and they ask us to put on a couple of pistol stages. And so that's what we're doing here in these two bays.
We're doing a tactical long range shoot. We've got teamed competitors. There's a shooter and a spotter. Shooters will be out close to 1,000 yards. Spotters will be shooting out to about 500. We've got a pistol range. Each shooter will be shooting about 25 rounds at the pistol station.
So it's just a precision rifle shoot, teamed event. Kind of scrambles things up a little bit. Everybody's working as a team today, so it's kind of tough.
My husband and I are actually the directors of the shoot. We put it together, got our sponsors lined up. Of course, you guys come out, so did our coverage. And that was about it. Just designed and through and sponsors and all of the fun behind the scenes stuff.
Right now everybody's zeroing their rifles. When you go from different altitudes and different areas, your rifle's going to hit a different zero than they will here. We're kind of at what's considered a higher altitude, so people are going to adjust for that.
Just some of the I tried to get some of the local guys involved in this, and instead of them having to travel to make a shoot, I figured we'd do one in their backyard. And I invited some of the guys that I've shot with in the past out at other matches, and they're here. There's quite a few of them. We got quite a bit of support from out of town. It's been nice. We've got some really good shooters here today also from out of town. Some of the local guys are doing really good. There's a few local guys from here that have traveled to some of these shoots, but the biggest thing was just trying to get some of the local guys involved and show them it's, anybody can do it. You just got to get down here and get involved.
I double tap this one. I double tap the next berm. Yep. There's one target there or two?
There's two. There's one target, the first one, a 245.
And then there's two targets at the second one. I double tap all of those.
You double tap every one of them.
And then
two more out to 497.
And then I double tap those.
And you're shooting left target, right target.
Our pistol competition is going to be a blind stage, and so our RO will be giving force of fire to the shooter and to the spotter individually. Our other stations are going to be bolt gun or carbine. Our shooter will be shooting the bolt gun, and our spotter will be shooting the carbine or a bolt gun. The shooter will have his course of fire separate from the spotter's course of fire, and they'll each be shooting different ranges, anywhere between 5 to 15 points possible on each stage.
And so in this bay that's behind me, we're shooting what's called a steel challenge. All of the targets are engaged with a pistol. We move from one barricade to another. Over in the other bay, we have some falling targets and some just cardboard silhouettes that we engage with our pistols. I'm just a range safety officer for the pistol stages. And so I help the shooters and make sure that they're safe, the way they handle their firearms, and that they understand the course of fire, and then I also keep track of the scores.
I've been shooting long range for 9-10 years, something like that, building rifles for 6 or 7 years. Started competing off and on just for fun, a couple years ago. So I haven't been competing very long myself. It was, anytime you get involved in something like this, it can kind of seem intimidating until you get the first one over, and it's downhill from there. It's pretty addicting sport. It's a lot of fun, a lot of camaraderie. Don't be intimidated by anything. A lot of these guys are here to help each other, That's a good thing about having some of these really good shooters from out of town. They're here to help you and teach you. So it's a great learning experience. So great practice, great learning experience. So
I came over here to support this range and this competition they're having. Danny invited me. It's been a lot of fun. Well, it's a company I started back when I started shooting because it was hard to find a good gunsmith that could build you a gun in a reasonable amount of time, and we started building our own, and people acknowledged how good our guns shoot, and so we were encouraged, and we build a lot of guns for competitors now.
There's some 1911 pistols on the prize table. There's a rifle on the prize table. Some gift certificates for Broughton barrels on the prize table. There's a bunch of stuff on the prize table. So we've had some great sponsors through this. Iron Ox Oilfield Services, they're a local business. They gave us some money for a prize table. Lone Peak Arms just gave us some prizes. We've had a ton of support here. Lots of great sponsors. So
it's just fun. Come out. It's for beginners. It's for intermediates. It's for experts. We've got some challenging things, but they're still obtainable for the beginners. It's going to be tons and tons of fun. We've got lots of fun surprising props and stuff like that. So hopefully we get a lot of people interested so that we can continue this every year.
Just get home from work to find your child is ill? No need to worry. Dr. Matt Bowen now has extended hours to help you and your family with their healthcare needs. Monday through Thursday, his clinic is open from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m., from 8 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. on Friday, and 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. on Saturday. Dr. Bowen is a family practice physician and can treat all your family's medical needs. His new office is at 1680 West Highway 40, Suite 202. Walk-ins are welcome.
Well, today we're going to be looking at one of the little walks that you can take on the Flaming Gorge Uinta Scenic Byway. This one is Aspen Grove Interpretive Trail. There's other great ones like Moose Ponds, West Greens Lake, Sheep Creek. But they're really great because while you're driving, you get a chance to pull over and you can walk around and flush the blood out of your extremities and feel better. This one's about a quarter mile down to the beaver ponds at the end. So in 20 minutes time you can easily stroll down there and stroll back. This particular one is devoted to many people's favorite tree, the aspen that you see behind me here. So we're going to walk down and look at some of the things that have to do with aspen. Aspen were just recently designated the state tree of Utah, which was not a great surprise because so many people like it so much. Some school children got up a drive to get the legislature to designate aspen as our state tree. One of the reasons people like aspen, not just because it's got that really pretty white bark, but when the wind blows, you see the leaves kind of twinkle, and it's just really pretty. It's nice to listen to also with the rustling of those leaves. That's really a cottonwood tree. Aspen belongs to the plant genus Populus, which is the same genus as the cottonwood trees that grow down along the Green River, cotton trees that grow out on the Great Plains. This is just a mountain cottonwood, and it's different from other cottonwoods in some ways. Cottonwoods reproduce by setting out these fluffy little seeds that drift out over the landscape and find wet mud that they can sprout in. That's the way the lowland cottonwoods function. This cottonwood, it appears that its seeds almost never germinate anymore. It's difficult to find the right conditions, the right wet mud that's wet for the right period of time. So you may wonder, okay, well, if the seeds never germinate, where'd you get all these trees? Well, it appears that these trees are immensely old. And not only that, but you're really not looking at a whole bunch of different individuals here. You're looking at one giant superplant. And it appears that during the Ice Age, when things were wetter and cooler, that's when most of our cottonwood groves became established, like as much as 10,000 years ago. But when one of those seeds would establish, they would send up a trunk, but then they'd send out the roots, and they form this immortal root wad, this giant mass of roots that came from that one seed, and it's sending up trunks all over the place. So when you look at a cottonwood grove like this, the correct biological term for it is it's a clone, because if they look a lot alike, those different cottonwoods, those different aspen that you see out there, it's because they are absolutely DNA-wise identical. And if you look off to this other side here, there's another trail you can take that goes to a cross-country ski yurt called Limber Flag. It's on Limber Flag Mountain, and it's a few miles in there. It's a nice place that you can rent out. I don't know what the price is these days, but you go up there and there's like this Mongolian yurt that the Forest Service has constructed. Then there's a propane stove in there and bunk beds, and it's great fun to ski into in the middle of the winter when conditions are good. So don't take that route though if you want to get back to your cars, because that's going to lead you deeper into the forest. This last stop is overlooking what used to be a beaver pond. Now it's no longer occupied, but you can see this dam that's now completely covered in vegetation. You don't even see the twigs and the logs that went into it that the beaver built. And you can see right over here a kind of a little mound that used to be the beaver lodge, where they would swim underwater and swim up into it to be safe. So I remember seeing this place like 30 years ago when I first came to Vernal, and there have never been beaver here. This is a fairly old pond, but at some time there were. They love aspen, just like most animals. They like the bark of aspen and the twigs they can eat. But you'll notice there aren't any aspen all around this pond. And my guess is that they eventually cut out and ate virtually all the aspen that were within reach. This is the end of the Aspen Grove Interpretive Trail, and there's a bunch of other interpretive trails like this along the Flaming Gorge Uinta Scenic Byway. Stop and walk one of them. They don't take very long at all. They're very, very nice and nicely graded.
Square miles. Rural, rugged, remote. Some may find it unappealing, but we call this place home. Connecting our homes, our farms and fields, our business and industry, our recreation. It's a necessity. We get that farmers, ranchers, rednecks, and even roughnecks need to stay connected too. Our mission is to connect their lives. Our mission is to connect your life. After all, we live, work, and play here too.
Just get home from work to find your child is ill? No need to worry. Dr. Matt Bowen now has extended hours to help you and your family with their healthcare needs. Monday through Thursday, his clinic is open from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m., from 8 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. on Friday, and 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. on Saturday. Dr. Bowen is a family practice physician and can treat all your family's medical needs. His new office is at 1680 West Highway 40, Suite 202. Walk-ins are welcome.
You're watching WildAir on PTV6.
This is the Outlaw ATV Rodeo, and we're doing barrel races, pole races, drag races, and then we'll do a teeter-totter here in just a minute. This is just the end of the UTV Jamboree. We held 3 days of riding and then the rodeo. We had 8 rides a day, so we had 8 different rides for 3 days, and they were guided. And so you could pick between the 8 rides and go from rough to number 1 to number 5 rating. And then like I say, last day here, this afternoon we're doing the rodeo, and that'll conclude the ATV Jamboree.
Right now we're having a four-wheeler and ATV and UTV rodeo. We did the barrels, the poles, drag racing, and the teeter-totter, which we'll have on later tonight. Registration. Thursday morning we went, they had 8 different rides that they went on, and that was Thursday, Friday, and Saturday morning they went on rides, and everybody could go on whatever ride they wanted to. And then tonight we're having the rodeo.
This is the first year. We're hoping to get some more years out of it, 3 or 4 more years, whatever. And it's a volunteer deal. The Uinta County has put up the money for stuff, and then URAT's volunteered, the guides, and everybody to volunteer for the Jamboree.
URATS is Uinta Riders All-Terrain, and it's just a 4-wheeler club that got together and goes on rides. The commissioners and Senator Van Tassel came to URATS ATV Club and asked us if we would help put on a ATV Jamboree.
So I've been driving ATV since I was 5 years old. Best thing is you learn how to control them and how to go around turns. Barrels. We did drag racing, and now we're here doing the poles, and then next we're going to do the teeter-totter.
It is where you balance your 4-wheeler and or ATV on the teeter-totter and try and keep both sides off the ground.
If you want to be a participant in this, you could have signed up online through Outlaw Jam, and then you could also come down during the event. You can sign up each day. You can come down on this Saturday and sign up for the thing. It's $25 to participate, and you got a free raffle ticket for a free gun, and $20 for a meal. And spectators are free. Like I said, it's been pretty good this year. Next year we're going to try to do a little earlier in the year, a little cooler, and add some more trails, and then rodeo. We might add some more events, and that's about it.
WildAir from VTV6 Outdoors is presented by Ashley Regional Medical Center.